Light beers don't have to suck. Hey guys, I'm Harigle, this is Geeks On Tap, and today we're going to talk about lighter beers. Here's the thing, everybody's first beer was a lighter beer. It was your dad's beer, it was your uncle's beer. I get it, man. I grew up in rural Ohio. We literally had Bud Light, Busch, and if you wanted to be fancy, Cousin Carl would bring over Genesee in those little green bottles, and woo, we're whooping it up. But then after a certain age, you suddenly realize those beers kind of suck. So for instance, Bud Light and Miller Lite, technically they're American Pilsners. But Pilsner was developed back in the old days in Bavaria in Germany because it was a safer alternative to water. Remember, we've only had indoor plumbing for a couple of 100 years, but we've been brewing beer for about 10,000. Beer is what kept a lot of people alive back in the day. So it was a replacement for your water sourcing. Why? Because, well, people are washing in the water, they're bathing in the water. Water gets boiled during the process of beer, which actually purifies it, so it was actually a safer alternative, which is where your lighter beers came from. For instance, this is Live Oak Pils from Live Oak Brewery here in Austin. It's a Czech-style Pilsner, which means it's gonna be all Pilsner malt, and then a little bit of Czech Saaz hops. All Pilsners are lagers, which means the longer fermentation period using a lager yeast strain. So these beers are meant to be simple. And as you can see, they're also super clean. It's low alcohol, 4.3%. You get some nice grain from the bill. You get a little bit of like a lemongrassy note off the nose of it. This is just a nicer version of what you grew up with wherever the hell you grew up. One of the other benefits of a lighter beer is that they're meant to be drank all day long. Lower alcohol is much better for you overall. Also remember, a little professional tip, for every 2 beers you drink, go ahead and drink a glass of water as well. It'll help you maintain throughout the day, and you won't be dehydrated at the end of it. Believe me, I have a 2-year-old. Hangovers suck. You learn some things the hard way. Cheers. Now that we found your first good light beer, let's level up. This is the one they call Zoe from Hops and Grape Brewery here in Austin, Texas. This is an unfiltered dry hopped pale lager, and this is absolutely my #1 volume drinking beer. By that I mean, I drink a lot of it. So this is an unfiltered dry hop pale lager. The whole idea behind this is similar to a Pilsner, except instead of using Pilsner malt, you're using pale malt, which gives you a little more sweetness. As you can see, it's a little bit darker. And then they dry hop it, which means, again, throwing hops into the fluid, letting it steep, letting those oils get in there, and then they put it through a centrifuge to take the grit out and leave the hop oils suspended. So what that means for you as a consumer is that you're getting a lot of like subtle fruity notes to it, but it still finishes crisp and clean. This is the one they call Zoe. She may not be the love of your life, but she's the one who made you a better person. I feel better already. So moving on to a completely different style that still remains in the light category. Now we're gonna move on to pale ales, in particular, what's called a smash. This means it's single malt and single hop. This is the Tufts CITRA Pale Ale. CITRA is a great hop that most people don't even really think about. Why is it called CITRA? Well, because it tastes like citrus. The whole idea behind the CITRA hop is that you're gonna get notes of like orange peel and grapefruit peel. Just imagine like, you know how sometimes when you're peeling an orange and sometimes you get a little bit of spray in your eye? It's like that, but in your mouth. It's just nice, it's sharp, and most importantly, it's dry. So basically with the hop profile on this beer, it's like if Zoe over here was Sandra D at the end of Grease, but instead of doing it for a guy, she did it for herself. So these are some of my favorite light beers, but don't forget, there's an entire library full of lighter beers out there that are good for whatever your activity is. There's barbecue beers, there's floating the river beers, there's sitting on your porch beers, there's playing badminton beers. Hopefully now you understand that light beer is more than just your dad's beer. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on social media. I'm Harigle, this has been Geeks on Tap, and remember, your next beer is on us. Cheers.